Hi everyone, it's Anne here. Welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about the word dead or died. Now, this word comes up when we want to tell someone that we lost a loved one or a pet. But there are different ways that we can use this word to sound a little bit nicer and more polite. The word dead or died is typically used in the news. So in these two examples here, like the headline, this is a news headline. It says 3 teens from San Gabriel Valley died after vehicle lost control. Same thing with this one is a news headline, 1 dead after Santa Ana hit and run. So it's typically used when you are reading the news article or even in like stories as well. And of course, when you're watching the news, you will hear the news reporter said, oh, 1 dead after a terrible car accident. So it's used in that setting. But in conversation, if you were to describe or narrate a situation where someone died, you might use the word die. But in an everyday context or situation, usually in a conversation, or even when you're writing to make an announcement to your friends or to tell someone that you lost a pet or you lost a loved one, usually we will say passed away. And I would say passed away is one of probably the most common phrase that we use. So for example, Jerry passed away last night. Or you might hear passed on. Okay, so for example, Kate passed on this morning. Another way to say it is left us. So you can say, for example, Tanya left us last night, or she left us last night. Nowadays, a lot of people pass away because of illness, and cancer usually is one of the most common illness. So you might hear people say lost life or lost battle. So an example of this might be he lost his life to cancer, or she lost her battle to cancer. So this one is really common when people passed away from an illness. Another one that you can use, and you might hear people say this, is in a better place, in a better place. So typically when you lose someone, you might say, oh, she's or he's in a better place now. Okay. Or if you lose a pet, you might say, oh, Brownie's in a better place now. Rest in peace or RIP. This one is really common in written English. I would say more in written English than in spoken English. But this one is really common when someone, makes an announcement that they lost a loved one or a pet, maybe on a social media, and you might respond and say RIP or rest in peace. So this is a more of a nicer or polite way to say, I'm sorry. Now, all these phrases that I just shared, you can use it to talk about humans or animals. This last one here, cross the rainbow bridge. Cross the rainbow bridge. This one is more commonly used when we talk about the passing of animals. So typically for like pets, if you have a dog or a cat, you might say, oh, Brownie crossed the rainbow bridge this morning. He crossed the rainbow bridge. Cross the rainbow bridge. You can think of it as like the bridge is like a rainbow shaped bridge. And it's kind of this mythical bridge where it connects the earth to heaven. So when we talk about animal crossing this rainbow bridge, it kind of signifies or symbolizes how the animal is in heaven and they're just waiting for its owner to come to meet again. So I wanted to share this poem with you, The Rainbow Bridge, which talks about exactly the meaning of this expression, cross the rainbow bridge. So you can follow along with me here. There's a bridge connecting heaven and earth. It's called the Rainbow Bridge because of all its beautiful colors. Just the side of the Rainbow Bridge, there is a land of meadows, hills, and valleys with lush green grass. And a meadow is like something like this, where you have like a field with lush green grass and sometimes with flowers as well. And when a beloved pet dies, the pet goes to this place. There is always food and water and warm spring weather. The old and frail animals are young again. Those who were sick, hurt, or in pain are made whole again. There is only one thing missing. They are not with their special person who loved them so much on earth. So this is essentially talking about the pet owner or the owner. So each day they run and play until the day comes when one suddenly stops playing and looks up. The nose twitches, the ears are up, the eyes are staring, and this one runs from the group. You have been seeing, and when you and your special friend meet, you take him in your arms and hug him. He licks and kisses your face again and again. And you look once more into the eyes of your best friend and trusting pet. Then you cross the rainbow bridge together, never again to be apart. Notice one thing here that it's very common in the American culture to refer to animals or pet as he or she. So rather than, calling it like something, a thing, typically there's like a gender or a name that will be given to animals. So that's why in this poem you see, the word he. So that's something to keep in mind. It's just one of those cultural differences, because I know in some countries, people usually see animals as an object or it, right? Using the pronoun it. All right, so I hope you enjoy this beautiful poem and this short lesson on how to use the word dead and die in a more polite way, or phrases that you can use when you want to make an announcement about losing a loved one or a pet. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below. And let me know if you enjoy lessons like this. Give it a thumbs up if you do. And don't forget to subscribe and tap on that bell icon. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, you might also want to check out this video over here, where you learn expressions, how to show your sympathy and condolences to people who lost a loved one. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video.